Hey YouTube, welcome to another video. This one should hopefully be a fairly straightforward video because we're focusing on two specific requests. One to get all folders and subfolders from the company for users within a specific company, and then also to get all tags. This is so that when we eventually get back to working on our front end, we'll be able to display tags, display folders in some form of left-hand navigation, and also just generally have them available if we need that functionality for something else. For example, later on down the track, maybe reordering folders and that kind of thing. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to use our standard prompt. I have done a video on this prompt previously, but in a nutshell, we define what the user story is. I want to get all folders, including child folders, off the company model. And then we give a little bit of context on the data model. So we have our company model, but more importantly, we have this extended company.js model, which adds the source types and folder schema. For code preferences, what we're trying to do is obviously create a GET request. We give it the API endpoint we want to hit. We tell it the folders that we want to create, and then we kind of give a little bit more description of the functionality. I think the important part here is we want to match and make sure that the folders that we're getting belong to the correct company ID, and that the user is a user within the company, so that we only return folders that they're allowed to see. So we are going to copy and paste this, and we don't need the stuff above because that's in our project knowledge. We're going to come over to Claude. We're going to go to a new chat. We're going to paste this in here, and I'm just going to change, please. I'm just going to put immediately. I found that kind of helps instead of it coming back. I mean, it may or may not, but sometimes adding the word immediately makes it just start doing what we want it to do instead of asking a clarification question. And we will hit send on that. I noticed there's a spelling mistake there. It shouldn't be delete, no, it should be get all folders. But anyway, last time I had that mistake, it was smart enough to pick up. Yeah, it did. Cool, so this should be fairly straightforward. I am noticing, I know we've got to go back and fix it. If we look at previous routes, we've got authenticate here. We've got authenticate here, but then when you look at index, some of them are authenticated here. So probably need to give Claude some instructions at some point just to remain consistent with that, but we can worry about that at another point in time. So what we can do is we're just going to quickly create this functionality. So we're going to go to our components folder. Actually, before we do that, we might just commit this other code. So git add git commit -m. So created. Actually, what we did on that previous one was we updated tags model to save reference at company level, updated add new note functionality, and created get all notes at company level while retaining get all notes for individual user. It's a bit wordy, but that'll do. All right, so now what we can do is create that new folder. So let's just collapse all these, make it a little bit easier for us, and then we will go get all folders. And inside this, we're going to have each of our files. So get all folders.controller.js, get all folders.routes. Do we have validations? No. Get all folders.services. And that's it. So let's copy and paste this code. We will start with our route. Save. So we don't need this validate request because there's no validation happening, so we can get rid of that. Into our controller, copy that, paste that here, save. Now I know, again, if you're a bit repetitive, if you're watching this for the first time, you may kind of wonder why we chunk it down so much. AI just works well this way. So I mean, this control is not doing a lot in this instance, right? It just calls another function to get folders, but that's how we've been doing it. That's how AI likes it. So copy that, paste that in here. So now we've got our service, which gets all folders, gets the user, populates the company. If no user, we throw an error. We validate the user, which will be off of our utils in a second, and we find the company, and then we build the folder hierarchy. So those pieces of functionality are going to sit in our utils. Again, we're chunking it down quite a lot, but it does help AI. So validate company if no user.company, no company associated with that user. Build folder hierarchy. So we've got our folders, We map through each of them. We get the folder ID, name, and order, and if there's any children. And then if there are children, we get the parent folder and populate the children so that we can display it that way. And then we've got our sort by order. I think it's just sorting alphabetically there. That all makes sense. And then what we need to do is go over to our index, and then we need to bring in that route. And then we need to call this. And with a bit of luck, we won't have any errors. And then what we can do is duplicate, maybe this tab actually, duplicate. And then the route is going to be folders. And I don't, what do we call it? All folders. Obviously there's no body, but we do need our bearer token. So we should still be logged in from before. Paste that, hit send. And there's our one folder, which is marketing 123. Fantastic. So that functionality immediately works. What we are now going to do is go over here and go duplicate this, get all tags, so if we look at our model, tags, so which references, schema, get request, so we'll call this tags, all tags, whoops, okay. I don't know why, oh, it's so annoying. So get all. Cool. Let's copy this. We will start a new chat. Yeah, hit send. Sorry, the tags model is referenced. For no, this is get one. Yes. Forgot about pagination on folders. I don't imagine you'd have too many. Yes, display. Alright. So while it does that, come over here. Create a new folder, get all tags, start creating these. So get all tags.routes. paste that. So authenticated, yep, great, controller. Services. And then in index. All right, now if we go over to Postman, let's duplicate, let's save that, let's duplicate. Worked, so tags. If you haven't seen the previous video when I was duplicating things before, it wasn't copying them over. So tags, all tags, and then because we've got the query parameter page equals 1, send, true, and there are our tags. Fantastic. That is some more functionality completed. So let's commit this. So git add, git commit -m added, get all folders and tags functionality. All right, now if we go back to I can't remember what it was now. Let me find it. Some of this functionality we were building out, so we've done that and that. I think we can leave some of this. We can leave some of this for now, but I think with this functionality, what we'll be able to do is go back and build out a little bit more of this front end user experience. Now that we've got a few more endpoints, we can display a little bit more data, we can manipulate data a little bit more, and yeah, that will just allow us to kind of fully flesh out this idea a bit more. And then once we've got the bones of it, we can start to really think about what does the MVP functionality look like beyond like the bare bones, and go from there. Cool. Thanks for watching. Catch you next one.